What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Tara/Jenna Ortega another time. And this is a little bit old, but I really want to connect it into kind of a theory, a speculation-like video that we can do for Scream 7. But the rumor/news of it, right, was about a week and a half old at this point, where there was kind of some conflicting reports from insiders. My Time to Shine Hello being the main one that said, actually, Jenna Ortega is not going to be in Scream 7, or they don't foresee it, or whatever that situation may be, to which Viewer Anon kind of clapped back and said, no, last I heard, she is going to be in it. There were other leakers in the Scream community that have said that Jenna Ortega is going to be back and don't worry about it. But at the same time, like, there's some very credible leakers really on both sides of it. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out. But I thought, okay, well, let's kind of take that, move that into this video. So what I want to talk about is killing her off, even early on, right? It's like the opening kill. Is that going to be the move? Is that the right move to make? So I feel like as time has gone on, as maybe like the Sam Alliance people have kind of started to form, and look, I've said it before, Melissa Barrera, I think, did a fantastic job as Sam, and I like Sam a lot. I really like Tara. I really, really do. I think she was great in 5, whereas Sam absolutely was not, in my opinion. And then in 6, well, a couple things happened, right? She was used way more than in 5, so it's hard to say that she took a step back in terms of screen time. In fact, she took a huge step forward, but pretty much everybody around her was elevated in terms of the quality. Mindy is maybe the only one from the popular opinion, right, that maybe stayed the same, maybe dropped a little bit, but Chad was miles better than he was in 5. Sam was miles better. So Tara wasn't as elite, I think, in 6, because she actually had a little bit of help around her. But no, they have an incredibly good core 4, and I want to see them. It's a tough thing, right? I want to see them in Scream 7, but is killing her off the right way to go? Well, definitely something I've said before that I do want to say right now is that the purity of like what the writers want for the movie. I've said this for like Scream 3. I've said really any kind of version of Scream movies. I'd like to see the original thought, like what people wanted the movie to be when they first sat down, right? So if like the Nev Campbell situation didn't happen for 6, we're starting to find out a little bit more, but like, let's see that. Let's see that original vision, and then we can judge it. We can judge if it's good or bad. So what sucks about 7 is I honestly think we're about to have a same kind of situation where exterior circumstances are going to force them to say, well, we wanted this. Maybe Tara was going to do this, then she was going to do that, then she was going to do this. But because of scheduling, which is beyond our control, she now has to do this. And again, like from the purity side of me, I hate that. I really do. I despise that. And ultimately, it comes down to really when the strike ends. We will have a lot of answers when it all ends. There'll still be some wiggle room for them to get us, though. The thing is, I don't think it'll be obvious if Jenna, or Tara in the sense, the character, I don't think it'll be obvious if she's going to die. Because even if she can only go for, say, 2-3 weeks, right? Using a Nev Campbell kind of situation from Scream 3, even if it's that, there's no guarantee that you die there, right? Now, it's a different age, and maybe you can look at filming, and maybe you can look at, like, the clothes she's wearing. And, we've done a lot of good detective work in Scream 5 and 6. Maybe we can figure it out before the movie comes out. Maybe leakers will say, yeah, it's looking like that's the open. The Samara Weaving thing was quickly kind of found out, right? That's going to be the opening. You could then tell from the trailers, it wasn't just kind of the insiders. You could tell by her clothing. You could tell by what she, the amount of, I guess, footage that she was used in TV spots or trailers. So we might be able to figure it out. And honestly, okay, now comes the speculation or the opinion part of it. Is it like the right move? Well, if she can only be there for a week or 2 or 3, I guess that is the tough thing, right? Because can you stretch it out? Can you really make her a big part of the movie in that small amount of time? So I guess I'd honestly say this. I'm not generally a fan of killing her off. Okay, I really am not. I actually wouldn't mind Scream 7 if those two, if the sisters, made it out. But again, I think as time has gone on, as people like Chad more, as people definitely like Sam more, you can see it. And it's a small group. Like, it's the Scream fandom online, right? It's not everybody. We all have to kind of remember that. I think either the love for Tara has kind of diminished, which is sad because I still love her, and or the idea of her dying is not as crazy to people as it was 6 months ago, a year ago. I would say if you said to kill Tara off like a year ago, it would have been met with way, way, way more backlash than it would right now. I think it's becoming almost the more popular thing to say online, that when you say, okay, well, here's, and I've seen Twitter posts like this, here's the core four. Who would you want, or who do you think could be killed off, or who do you want to be killed off? Some of the names, Sam is actually, I think, dead last on that list. I feel like people want her dead the least of those four, or think that she could die, or whatever, however you want to kind of word it. I think Tara, Chad kind of goes in and out. I think Mindy kind of goes in and out, but Tara kind of always gets thrown. And I think it does make sense, right? Because she's a huge, huge part. She's a sister to Sam. We've talked about killing her off. What could that do to Sam? What could that do to set her off? And can you do some interesting things with her character? Kind of sucks because you'd have to sacrifice one of your better and one of your more, well, a couple things. One of your more all-around, like, good actresses, okay, very, very talented, popular, your most popular actress, and then also just an overall good character that has evolved a little bit. And a good amount of 6 was not just Sam's character development, but also Tara's. Like, there was a good amount of that, of kind of just trying to move on, kind of moving on too fast, right? While Sam was kind of stuck in the past, kind of polar opposites. So they have been doing things. So do you want to eliminate that kind of right off the bat? But like I was saying earlier, the biggest thing to me is, if she's in it for, or she records films, right, for a few weeks, if the idea, or if we hear, this is why I really don't like this idea, if we hear Tara's just going to have such a small role, right, like because of Jenna's involvement, Tara's just going to have such a small role in this movie, maybe she doesn't die, right, or let's just say she won't die, but she's going to have a small role, I would almost want them to kill her. I really would, because then you also still have to think, when this movie's done, there's no way Scream's done for good, right? You'll eventually do an 8. As I've talked about, in terms of age, even like bringing up their age again, she's so young. She's the youngest of all of them. So could you take 5 years and then come back? And even if the Carpenter sisters aren't the main leads, Jenna Ortega would still be perfectly like able to do. I mean, a lot of them would, but you know what I mean? You'd have her for so long if you want. But on the flip side, how much will she cost? Will she cost half the budget by then because she's like the most popular thing in the world? So it goes back and forth, back and forth. I actually am not super opposed to killing her off early in the movie, if that's going to set Sam up for something, killing her off just in general in the movie. I wouldn't, sitting here right now, I wouldn't like it or love it. I'd understand it, and I think that it could do some cool things for Sam. I just wouldn't really push it too hard. But I actually don't know if I would take the other side of things. If you said, well, she's going to be there for 2 weeks filming, and she's going to be in maybe, let's like think of a realistic number, maybe like 6 or 7 minutes. She's going to be in the movie for like 7 real-time minutes in the film. Would you take that? Honestly, I don't really think I'd want to, because it's like, well, you're not really using her how you should. So then it's almost like, well, do you use her as a very limited capacity? And then maybe again, you bring up a Scream 8. It's like, well, is she going to come back, or is this it? Because if this is it, and you get her for like 6 minutes, then yeah, I probably kill her off. Honestly, because it could probably do more for the other characters. And if you're never going to use her again anyway, or she's going to have an even more reduced role, say in the next movie, if any of the core 4 even returns for it, then you might as well do something really impactful with her, right? Does that make sense? I think that's honestly where I'm at. So we'll see. The strike thing needs to end. We need to start figuring out the exact dates of when Scream 7 is filming, what exactly Jenna Ortega is doing that in that time, and then we'll really be able, I think, to kind of nail down what the plan could be for her character. We'll see. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you kill her off? Would you keep her around? You let me know what you think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I got a lot of other Scream 7 ideas up here that I'll be doing every week, so I hope to see you all there.